So yeah, like for me, I mean, as much as I'm here and I'm putting on events in these spaces, that's like 50-50, and the other 50% is bringing in great promoters and putting on great events.
Musically, what is your vision, and what has Signature Brew hosted mainly? What is the reputation musically, and are you quite open to different scenes and sounds, or has Signature Brew got a very niche vision musically within what they present here?
I think if it's good, we will do it. You know. I don't know. The promoter's biggest curse is putting on music that they like and music that they enjoy. Whereas it should be music that you appreciate, or at least think's good. Obviously, you're kind of screening that in a way, but ultimately, like, there's no holds barred here, and really, it's about looking at what people are enjoying. And
there are many sharks that swim in these seas, as I'm sure many of us will know. So it's fantastic to work with or to know an event manager who is powered by passion. Does anyone have any questions for Jordan in the room with regards to Signature Brew and everything else? Hello.
Do you like your new job?
It's not new anymore, mate. I've been here 6 months.
I have a real question. Like, when you say sharks in the sort of event promotions world, like, what do you mean? Like, who are the bad guys and why?
Right, point them out. They're here. They're here somewhere.
I've met along my journey from like venue owners that maybe don't have the heart of the community or the heart of the scene within the focus point, that you can get used and abused. As a woman as well, you know, there are different elements to it. I've only had to really use the word misogyny the last 2 times this year. I will openly tell people certain venues, perspectives that I've had experiences with. I won't do it live on stage, but if someone comes up to me and says they're doing an event at a certain venue that I've felt is maybe not as safe for certain people, I will openly say that. But it's nice to meet other people like Jordan who are equally powered by passion. You know what I mean? Where that is the foundation of how they work, rather than just how can I make as much money from you, or how can I, you know,
Don't get me wrong, we have to make money.
Yeah, it's true.
But it's finding that balance, right? And it's finding that, you know, art is ultimately the first and foremost thing that we should be promoting. But it's about making it profitable, not for us, but for the artists, and making sure they come away from a great show, not only having, you know, a great experience for them, but also having something that they can put in their pockets. And yeah, making money is important, obviously for us as a venue, because we are a business.
It's the foundation of how to survive.
But absolutely.
But then how you deal with, I think the shark thing came from, like, I've worked with venue owners who have been really delayed with payments of artists, not respected certain contracts, and yeah, so that's where that came from. But
contract is contract.
Contract is contract, contract is key. So no one has any more questions for Jordan? Hello.
It's fine. Totally fine if you've not thought about this, but so studies show that like 1/3 of Gen Z are sober. So on this topic of making money, how do places like this survive, knowing that the business model of selling alcohol is probably on its way out a little bit?
That's a very good question.
Great question, and probably beyond my capacity.
Can you repeat the question?
Yes.
So basically,
Right, so everyone can hear it.
Do you want
Hayley, say
So it's about Gen Z.
yeah.
That's as far as it goes.
So a lot of promoters that I've worked with, and I've worked with a lot of 18 to 25-year-old promoters who don't drink as much alcohol.
So studies show that Gen Z, and probably a lot of millennials, like 1/3 of them are sober. And the whole business model of the entirety of nightlife is selling alcohol at really low profit margins. And so that business model is probably on its way out, and probably the reason why so many venues are shutting. So yeah, people who run venues, have you got an exit strategy?
Thank you. Yeah, great question. We do have non-alcoholic beers. I think that's a start. But really, ultimately, you know, if you're a fan of a band and you're a fan of an artist or whoever, you're not going there to watch them to drink beer or to drink alcohol. You're going there to enjoy the show. So really, as long as we have enough options on for these people that might necessarily need a drink or want to drink at a show, as long as there's options for everyone, then hopefully it shouldn't make a difference, because you're there not to drink, you're there to enjoy that artist, you're there to enjoy the immersive experience of watching your favourite artists or bands, regardless of drink or not. How we're tackling that is how we've always tackled it. It's not a problem because we have other options on. We make non-alcoholic beers, we have soft drinks. You know, even if you don't want to drink, there's no pressure from us. There never has been. The only thing we want you to do is to enjoy the artist that you're here to see and you've paid tickets for.
Do you have any other questions at the back?
What is your vision for Sig Brew in the next 5 years?
Yeah.
5 years?
Yeah, 5 years.
5 minutes. Get through this. The 5-year plan, top secret. So I wouldn't say there's like a there's not like a specific plan for Signature Brew in terms of you know, like targets or achievements. We just want to put on sick gigs and provide a safe, comfortable, enjoyable and inclusive space for everyone, and I think we're kind of doing that. But if we can do that more, then yeah. I mean, it's kind of a vague answer, but really there isn't a 5-year plan. The plan is put on more great shows, make more great beers that's non-alcoholic as well as alcoholic, and provide great spaces for people to enjoy. That's it, really. I don't want to overcomplicate it, really. Thanks.
Yes, Lenny.
Yeah, I've actually got a question following on from your question, because I really rate the answer that you gave about, you know, we're not here to make you buy drinks. We're here to put on great bands and people to come and enjoy it. And yeah, that's why most people come to live music, right? But that business model only works if there's a few people not drinking and most people are spending £5-6 per pint at the bar. So I'm really interested in, like, what do you think, or what does anyone else in the room think they're going to do when that figure drops from 90% of people spending that amount on drinks to 70 or 50 or 30? And how do we sustain the amount of bar sales that we need to prop up the industry if that's what Stone's profits are?
It's a huge elephant in the room, isn't it?
Yeah. Like, what do we do? Any ideas?
I feel like... Go on.
I have an answer.
Yeah.
I mean, no, it's all right. I mean, I was just going to say that there are many ways that a space can be used, not just for events. So a space like this can be used privately as well. Many people want to have holiday events, birthday events, you know, end of years, somebody's leaving their workplace, etc. And places like this can get hired out all the time, even for the minimum of like 20 people that aren't always super, you know, they don't have to be drinking, but they'll pay to come inside to support that friend, to support that person that might be doing X, Y, Z. I've had my own private events where, you know, I could have literally said, everyone slap in £1 and, you know, tell a friend to tell a friend, and a place like this would absolutely be full of life. So it doesn't always mean that everybody needs to be drinking, you know, everybody doesn't need to be on the floor in order for this place to make a suitable amount of money, or at least a suitable amount of profit for the night, for a couple of hours, because the prices of places that you want to hire out are going up per hour anyways. So that alone would be hopefully something that should help out if people are drinking less, or if people aren't on the drunk, you know. So I mean, you said it's an elephant in the room. I don't know how big is this elephant, because you can start to venture out and say, we can hire this space out privately for smaller events between people that you know and other people that you've networked with.
Totally, and we're already seeing so many grassroots venues doing this, right? We have to diversify people in order to
exactly.
work. But I question whether, diversifying alone is going to work, I don't know, for a 300 capacity music venue, a £600,000 a year hole in their budget, when that's the amount that's being generated from the sale of alcohol.
Well, again, using that space throughout the day, throughout the night, keeping it busy at plenty hours, in the day should be enough to hold it if that is the way, if that is.
One thing to remember is there is great sound system, equipment, space to play, rehearse, create during the daytimes. I think is one thing.
Even rehearsing alone is a huge way for people to want to gather and get a huge group to actually use the space. Again, as someone who has used huge spaces to rehearse, you'd be surprised, is what I'm saying. You'd be surprised.
Totally, and I don't disagree with you. I think diversification is the most important thing, but I think also what we need to be looking at is the public aspect of the arts. Because I've run the financial models for my venue, for other venues, and I know that with alcohol, it doesn't work. You can't eat the costs. It's actually just
Sorry to interrupt, but do you know about the new MVT funding run that they've done? And they've just raised $5 million for this exact reason. To help these especially grassroots venues, smaller than this even, 50 to 100 cap venues, that's actually what they're targeting. And they've raised £5 million already for this.
Just raise it, I think convince the government to step up, right?
Right, exactly, it's from the government,
That's what we need. We need the government to actually be funding the arts, because they fund opera and classical music, so they're funding the grassroots music.
Tory genres. Sorry, was that crass?
Question.
What is MVT? I don't know what it is.
Music Venue Trust. They're basically an independent body based in the UK. They're looking out for small independent music venues. They've been around for quite a long time.
Well, they represent independent grassroots music venues across the UK. I think they've got 900 venues on board. A great trade body, really passionate. Mark Davide runs it's amazing. He does a lot of great work. Lenny also knows Mark as well, and he does a lot for the grassroots venues perspective. What we're trying to do here now is trying to build kind of the same line of thinking, same line of passion, but for promoters, because promoters then are the life glue of bringing the artists together. Is that Michael?
Yes, me.
Yay, that's me, man. So yeah, Michael, do you have any thoughts? So you've been rolling around here for a long time, man, in terms of running events, being a musician at events. Do you know this venue? Have you been here before? Or?
Didn't know about it, and I live in the area when I'm here in London. What you're doing is fantastic, I talked to you about doing some gigs with your organization.
We should talk.
Talk later.
So everyone, round of applause for Jordan. If you want to do an event here,